Hello and welcome to another episode of Melomaniax, the podcast where we take deep dives into the biggest musical artists of all time. I'm one of your two hosts, Dallas Dwight.
And I am Ashton McCombs.
That's right. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We want to dive into some cool Super Bowl stuff this week as it's very topical. The Super Bowl's happening this Sunday, I think, at the time of recording.
Yes. So the Pro Bowl just happened this past weekend.
Yep. But before we do that, please like and subscribe on YouTube. Please follow, comment, interact with us. We're on TikTok and Instagram. And most importantly, drop those reviews for us on Apple Podcasts. We appreciate them on all platforms, but Apple Podcasts is going to help us grow a little bit faster. So with that out of the way, let's get started talking about the Super Bowl. But we're not really talking about football this week. We're going to be talking about the music side of it. So the halftime shows, the national anthems, the artists involved, history, things like that. So let's dive in.
I'm out. I was here for football.
Oh, okay.
I'm geared up.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening.
Oops.
No, we're going in. Wait, are you Chiefs or Niners though?
It's really, really hard because, I like that Patrick Mahomes is establishing this dynasty that could pass Tom Brady, but also I really want Christian McCaffrey to get a ring. So I think I'm going to have to go 49ers this time because I think their team is a little more temporary and Patrick Mahomes is going to have plenty of time to get plenty more Super Bowls.
Cool.
So I'm going to go 49ers.
I'm going Chiefs.
Going Chiefs? I like it.
So it's funny actually because of this podcast. I'm not upset at
either one winning.
You can't, Kitty. You can't be up here. The studio cat just jumped up on the desk.
Studio cat is interrupting.
All right. Well, if you lay down there, you can be there, but you got to chill.
I'm just hoping for a good game.
Yeah.
But what were you saying? You Chiefs?
Yeah, because of this podcast. So we did the Taylor Swift episode, and of course the Travis Kelce thing. That's all topical news and stuff like that. So I decided, as kind of part of that episode, to see what was going on with that. I went in and listened to the Kelce's podcast, New Heights.
It's a great podcast.
And I was like, this podcast rips. So I started following the podcast, and now I'm a big Chiefs fan.
Nice. Yep.
And I guess Eagles a little bit, but I don't really like the Eagles. But
I don't like
Jason
the Eagles,
Kelce.
but the Chiefs are way more likable. So I
like Jason Kelce a lot.
If the Minnesota Vikings didn't exist, I could definitely see a world where I was a Chiefs fan because it's the next best Midwest team. Yeah. You know what I mean? You could go with Detroit or Green Bay or whatever. No. Let's just go drop down, south a little bit.
Warmer weather. It's still not warm, but warmer, I guess.
I was going to say, they just played a negative 10-degree game
at Arrowhead. One of the coldest, third coldest on record, I think.
Right in the center of the U.S., dude. You get tornadoes. You get everything. Crazy heat. Just move. Scorpions and stuff. Live in Oklahoma and everything. And there's tarantulas. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah. They bleed over from the desert life. And then you also get just freezing cold winters.
Dude, just literal worst of both worlds.
What a place, Oklahoma. And I know we're talking about Kansas City, which is just slightly more east, but that whole general area kind of has that same type of weather.
Yep. All Midwest.
Yeah.
I started watching this show on Netflix called Quarterback. Have you seen that?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, it's really good.
It makes Kirk Cousins really likable.
Really likable. He's like Mr. Christian, I pray, I do all my studying. And he's so dorky and funny, but you love him so much.
Oh, that's why you love him.
He's such a nerd dork, and it's awesome.
Yep.
It's you don't expect that from an NFL quarterback. And he's awesome. But Patrick Mahomes makes him really likable too.
Oh yeah, that dude's a winner.
Yeah.
He's just winner.
Because he seems almost cavalier, he wouldn't be that good or care that much, and then you watch him break down tape and you're like, oh no, this guy knows everything. He's one of the best.
That's where you differ. And this is where we won't talk about football for too much longer, but this is where as a football fan,
2-3 more hours.
Yeah. But anyways, as a football fan, it's where I want. And I'm a Vikings fan, so Kirk Cousins was my quarterback. But you see, Kirk Cousins takes Tuesdays off. He's a family. He's hurt right now, and his contract just ended, so we don't know if we're re-signing or he's going somewhere else. It's an in-between period. But anyways, he's so likable. But he's a family man. He's kind of, honestly, and it's hard to see, especially when you're watching that, but he's always kind of been here, I just work here guy. He gets his paycheck. He's not really there to win the Super Bowl, or he'd be working as hard as Patrick Mahomes, working on his days off, constantly watching film, constantly doing every possible thing there is to win. That's kind of what it takes in the NFL. And Kirk Cousins is good, and I love everything about him. He attacks life in the most correct way possible, but he's made so much money and has not come close to winning a Super Bowl, and it's because of that. His focus is a little split. You cannot be super successful in the NFL and be the best family man. You can ask all the dudes that have tons of rings, hey man, how was raising your kids and how's your wife? be like, yeah, I was there for like 10 days a year.
Yep.
Like that's how, especially coaches, dude, they don't see their fucking families.
Yeah.
Although I don't know how Kevin O'Connell, the coach of the Vikings, has like 5 or 6 kids though. Yeah.
He's a young
when does
dude?
He have the time, dude? He's like always watching film.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's
that's crazy.
So your Chiefs, I'm 49ers, but I also won't be upset if the Chiefs win. So
yeah, I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, we'll take that out. Like I said, I just want a good game
to actually care this year a little bit. Most of the time, the Super Bowl, I'm like, I don't even watch it. Like I'm just like I don't care.
So, real quick, speaking of music and Taylor Swift, she just announced she's got a new album coming out in April.
Nice. What are the details? Do we know any details?
Nothing. We do know the name of the album. If you want, I'm trying to remember it, but okay. So called The Tortured Poets Department. Yeah, the Tortured Poets Department should be coming out in April.
Interesting.
No other details. This was kind of just a shocker dropped on everyone. And then in other news, Tracy Chapman played live.
Yeah, the Grammys were last night at the time of recording, so there was a lot of stuff there. A
lot of music stuff, but that was the first time she'd performed live in a decade, I believe. So everybody was really happy to see. She performed with Luke Combs, who they performed the song Fast Car, and that was Luke Combs' like favorite song growing up. So, and you can watch the performance. He sits there and mouths the word, and it's just more like enjoying watching her sing than actually being a part of the song at all.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. We went so when I started singing in my band, I had to figure out like, how can I be a better frontman and stuff. So we're country, so let's go look at some of these country guys and see what they're doing. Dude, so Luke Combs was the first guy I looked at. Not a frontman. I don't know what, dude. He just like paces the stage with a beer in his hand. He sings amazingly, but like his performance is so like he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Which I guess is kind of cool, but it's like, dude, I needed more than that. Like,
who would be
not what I was looking for.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Who's that Australian?
Keith Urban.
Yeah, I feel like he's probably got some good stage
Brad Paisley,
presence.
There's lots of good ones.
I have to imagine some of those like more skinny, active guys that are like they're probably running around.
Tim McGraw does some cool stuff.
That's right.
There's a picture of him where he did this huge leap. See if I can find it.
Dude, Luke Combs, he just performed in Minnesota recently. Now that has this like famous picture of him wearing a Vikings hat and a twin shirt.
That's because that's the video from Fast Car.
Oh, is it?
Taken there. That's that shot.
Oh, nice.
So his stage is shaped like an L, like this, and he jumped from here to here, and they caught that.
Oh, over the crowd, over the part.
Mm-hmm.
What if you just messed that up and just kick a fan right in the face?
He talked about in his book how he was like, he'd just gotten into really good shape, and he was like, I could do this, and he just did it, and it was like, I knew it.
I knew it.
Because he's like shredded now.
Dude, the other day I had my fence in my backyard. I was like, my football went over, and I was like, I can jump it. Easy. Ran up, jumped. No. I made it, but my feet clipped, and I was like, oh. And then I hit the ground, and all my muscles and bones went.
Yep.
And I was like, oh.
It's like I used to do front handsprings all the time, you know?
Yep.
And now if I do one, my wrists are like out for like a week.
Yeah.
I'm just like that. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do my wrists like that anymore.
I did make the fence, but thing. I literally thought I was going to clear it with ease because in my childhood I would have. And then I was like, when my feet hit the top of it, I thought I was like that light flash before your eyes. I'm about to face plant. Like, I'm done.
Isn't that funny?
Why am I doing stupid stuff in my 30s?
we never realized that moment where it's like, that doesn't work anymore. Yep. Now you're in the second part.
Yep.
But I think we're both there for sure. Yeah. All right, let's dive in. Where do you want to start?
Well, let's start with who's performing this Super Bowl.
This year, 2024.
Yeah. Since it'll be more speculation and not actually talking about a performance that's already happened.
It has not happened yet. So we have Usher as the main Super Bowl halftime show, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Which
I thought so. I'm making
a little spoiler, but I'm doing an Usher episode soon. So.
Yeah.
Actually, it should be coming out right after the Super Bowl. And I'm enjoying the research. He's a very interesting guy.
Super Bowl halftime shows tend to last 12 to 14 minutes.
Yep. So I don't think they typically ever play a full song. It's always,
a bunch of medleys. Yeah.
Yeah. A bunch of,
or I guess one medley really, but
yeah. And then they mix in like a bunch, but I think
the Chili Peppers played, I thought. Where is that? Where was the famous thing? It might not have been the Super Bowl where they played something like the Super Bowl. Maybe it's the Rose Bowl. I don't know. Something. And they played unplugged. Like none of their instruments were plugged in. And they did that on purpose to show like this is all pre-recorded. I can't remember what that was. I'll look it up while you discuss.
Yeah. I'm not sure because I know Chad Smith played a NBA game before for the national anthem.
That's pretty funny.
So that was pretty cool. I was like, that's an interesting thing to have. But I'm not sure where they played it. I wonder if it's like a World Series or something, but I'm not sure if they have the halftime performances like that.
2014 Super Bowl performance. I was right.
So who does it have listed for 2014? Because sometimes there's the headliner and they'll pull people on stage, like pull people in that you didn't know. Like there's some speculation that Usher is going to pull Alicia Keys in to the show because they have a song together. Because
I didn't see the Chili Peppers on our list here.
Yeah, I didn't either. Oh, they played along. So it was Bruno Mars. And then they came on as special guests.
That's right.
Okay.
And if you look, and I remember this at the time because it blew up the news the next day. If you watch the Chili Peppers perform, none of their stuff's like plugged in and it's very obvious. Let's see. Like there's no...
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yep. No chords.
That's right.
I wonder if...
And
it
what
looked
they
like
did,
Bruno Mars drum solo looked.
Well, we started talking about
this.
We started talking about this a little bit before we started recording. How most people don't understand what goes into making, creating, and performing music.
Yeah.
So here's a good shot of Flea's bass here. We're just Google imaging 2014 Chili Peppers Super Bowl. You see, there's nothing plugged into the jack.
Yep.
Usually, you'd see at least a wireless system. Something.
Yeah.
But they did that. Not as like a protest, but so what happened was when they rehearsed it the day before, they just recorded that. Mm-hmm. So it is them playing live. It's just from yesterday.
Just from yesterday.
And then they played it and they played along to that, was my understanding. I don't know if that's actually true.
Even if it was a wireless guitar, something would be plugged in there, right? Some sort of adapter.
You'd still be plugged into the jack.
Yeah, that's what.
And what would happen is you'd see a cable come up here and be a belt pack right here on the strap.
Okay, and it'll be clipped on there.
On the strap, yeah.
I gotcha. Which is not evident at all. There's just nothing
plugged in. There's nothing in
the
jack. No, so nothing's happening. So if you look at him elsewhere, you'll see.
I still thought that was a good Super Bowl performance, though.
See, there's plugs everywhere.
True.
Cables everywhere. So you have to have something coming out of that.
That's the most clothes I've ever seen on Flea.
You'd see here, input jack cable tied to the thing. So if there's nothing coming out of your input jack, you're not playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now they did that on purpose. I remembered seeing that. And what's funny is they didn't say anything about it. They just went out and did it and then left. And then all of a sudden the news the next day was like, the Chili Peppers were lip syncing, blah, blah, blah. It's like, first of all, lip syncing is an old term that's not really.
Yeah, it's not
really accurate to what's going on.
What did they keep the mics like hot at all? Just down?
So they can sing a little bit? The mic was probably hot. He was probably singing.
So they can still like sing. It's just everything pre-recorded is going to be playing louder.
Here's the tricky part.
Actually do.
Here's the tricky part about playing with tracks, which most bands do. You never know exactly what's on the track and what's live unless you made it or talks directly to the person who did. So like it's really, really hard to tell. Like I watched videos of Taylor Swift performing live and her lead vocals are all over the track, which people should be calling lip syncing, but they're not. Don't know why. But like it's mostly a logistics thing. Like they'll have, because she has parts in her songs where there's two of her voice going on at once, right? She might do like shake it off, whoa, whatever little ad lib thing she does.
Yeah.
So the shake it off would be in the track, and she would be free to do the ad libs live herself. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I see that stuff.
Yeah, that's really common. Now, in the case of the Chili Peppers, the whole performance was pre-recorded. Not only was it, quote, lip syncing, it was the whole band was lip syncing, like drums, everything. Now, they're probably playing it for sure. They're not playing it.
Yeah,
they know how to play it.
They're playing it just with no sound.
Yeah, we're just not hearing it. And the reason they do that, some people think, oh, lip syncing, he sucks, done, hate this band. The reason they do that in the terms of the Super Bowl halftime show, I can't speak for every concert. That's totally different and a little more weird if you're not performing at your own concerts, like at a tour that you control and set up and stuff. The Super Bowl is very different. You have such a small window to get that entire show set up and going that oftentimes they're just like, we're not plugging in guitars, we're not running mics to the drums, like we're not doing any of that. Sometimes they do.
And if you're doing it live, it could potentially lead to
problems,
human error, going over the time, like you said. So a pre-recorded thing is like you have a 14-minute slot and they have a 14-minute recorded track. They're going to press play, and at the end of it, you're off the stage. So if you do it live, it's so much harder to keep it within that exact time parameter
because of ads and all the corporate stuff we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, true.
It's so
this is 100% the most commercial for money thing that there is.
Yeah,
it is.
And it's kind of cool, like the Super Bowl halftime show, that's kind of cool, but it also feels like more and more each year I'm getting kind of like it's almost like cringy where it's oh, this is like,
I think that's how most traditions in the world are getting to be, because everything's becoming more commercial and more about the money. So less
because ads inject their way into everything. Did you see what Prime Video did? Mm-mm. So when you buy Amazon Prime, you're paying whatever, $120 a year, $12 a month, whatever.
Yep.
For Prime Video is included in that.
Yes.
And that's okay. You watch whatever you want, just like Netflix.
Yep.
Well, now they've said that Prime Video is still included, but now we're going to show ads as well. And if you don't want the ads, it's another $2.99 a month.
Yeah.
So it's like, hold on, you're Amazon.
Dude,
like, what do you need my $2.99 a month? Relax, like, chill. And then every other streaming service is just creeping up every year. And it's just like, I went to renew my Netflix the other day because I was on my mom's for a long time, just have been forever. And finally, a thing popped up that was like, you're not in the house. What are you doing? Like, get out of this Netflix account. So I was like, I'll just reactivate mine. It's like $15 a month. Do you remember when it was like $7.99 or something?
Yep, when it first started.
It's double.
Yeah, man.
Oh, but wait, you could still get it for $6.99, but there's ads.
Yeah, man. There's so much.
So I just wonder at what point all of this inflation and this kind of trend up, when the salaries are not going up. There has to be a point.
There's going to be a breaking point.
There's got to be a breaking point.
People can't purchase things any longer.
Inflation, and if you look at the trends for inflation, not never, but very rarely does it ever go down.
Yeah.
So it's like it can't go up infinitely. That just isn't like is it monopoly money at that point? We're just like, this thing's $20, now it's $40. Like,
yeah.
And you made $20, you make $42. We'll just make it all add a zero to everybody. Like,
yeah, that doesn't
we're just making all this
do
up.
Anything.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts, but. That is really what the Super Bowl is. And I'm not going to lie. I know a lot of people watch the Super Bowl for the commercials, for the halftime show. I only watch it for the football.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't watch the halftime show. I don't watch the commercials. The commercials are
commercials
good
like anything else.
I'm like checking my phone, discussing what just happened on the previous couple of plays. Like, I'm all about the football. I don't care about any of the commercial stuff. Now, I like an occasional national anthem when they're good, or a halftime show if it's good.
Yeah.
It's just very rare that they are truly awesome. It's always just.
Well, I'll walk you through my kind of journey with it too. So in the beginning, I didn't really care so much about football. I never had like a pro team, so I never really cared about pro that much. So the Super Bowl, I would be the one that was watching for the halftime show and the commercials and stuff as a kid. And then I just pretty much got too busy for football. Like I like it, and I would want to watch a game, but every time a game was on, I was like, I can't, like, I have so much stuff to do. I can't justify sitting down and staring at this for 4 hours. Like, it's like watching Lord of the Rings every week. Like, there's no chance. Like, there's absolutely no way. So, like, I would sometimes have it on the background. Pretty soon, I was just kind of out of it. For like a decade, I wouldn't really follow it. And now I'm back in.
Yeah, I
want to watch next year. I want to watch a lot more games and follow teams and stuff closer. You can find mostly because of that podcast. They really got me
on Sundays with one screen having all of my podcast research up, and the other screen just playing like 4 football games.
Oh, that's awesome!
And that's how I spend. And Sunday, like at 1:00, and I'm doing that till I go to bed because that's how football works. I don't really watch the Thursday nights and the Monday nights and Sunday nights as much because they belong to every different streaming service and whatnot. And
it's more corporate again.
It can be a little pain in the ass to watch everything. But if it's my team, of course, I'm make the exception. But I do try and watch as much as I can. I want to be in more fantasy leagues. I like football, but
I'd like to try one this year. I mean, coming up 2024 season.
I'll get you in.
I want to try one.
Yeah, we can do that.
I don't know anything about it, but I'll try.
So we said Usher was performing halftime. Who was the national anthem? We said
Reba McEntire.
Reba?
Country music legend. So they're going Reba
country
McEntire.
And R&B which is what they did last year too. They went Chris Stapleton on the national anthem, and they went
Rihanna
for halftime. Yep.
I believe. Let's confirm.
So we got
and we're going to work backwards today, people. So we're talking 2024 Usher.
So we got like a country R&B pairing.
Yes. Now, a little bit of quick history here. The Super Bowl halftime show as we know it, the modern Super Bowl halftime show where it's a music kind of, you know what? Let's not even say that. Let's not pretend it's about the music. It's like a cultural celebrity moment. You know what I mean?
That didn't start till
1993.
Now, there were Super Bowl halftimes prior to this, and I remember watching them. Some of them are hilariously bad. Some of them are literally things like Sesame Street, like on ice or something like that. No joke. Some of them are that. Like, there's been like circus performances, I believe. Like, there's been hilarious halftime performances if you go back through all of time. But 93 is really when it started becoming that a musician in Hollywood and like all the press, and it became a big thing to be the performer at the halftime show. And
it says, we're reading an article here kind of summarizing the history of it. I'm gonna read this quote so we get the information correctly, right? Yeah. So it wasn't until 1993 that the halftime show really took off. And this is all thanks to Fox Network airing a special episode of In Living Color at the same time as Gloria Estefan's 92 Super Bowl halftime show, resulting in many lost viewers for CBS. So after seeing all the lost viewership in 92, we were treated to Michael Jackson in 93. So again, corporate ad, all that shit. They came in and were like, well, hold on. We're trying to show our show, but no one's watching it because we just learned right now that everyone in the area is watching the Super Bowl instead of our show. So, now we know everybody's watching the Super Bowl. Let's put some stuff on there. Let's get more people to watch it,
Yeah, there's one number that runs the NFL, and that's viewership. It's the one number that runs every single decision made is viewership.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
100%. It's the only stat that matters to any executive in the NFL.
And I think, hopefully, I mean, we're kind of inextricably linked with football this week, but I hope the game remains as fair as it can be. Like, the NBA is a good example of, like, it's not, you're almost watching wrestling at that point. Like, it's almost scripted, Like, yeah. So I hope the NFL doesn't, because the NBA figured out that, all of our watchers are in Los Angeles and New York. So those are the two teams, that are
going to be good every year.
Yeah, and the Lakers just keep piling on, whichever amazing free agent player they can buy up with an unlimited salary cap, and they're just the best all the time. It's like, all right.
Yeah, that was why I always hated the Yankees. They've done that forever.
Pile on teams.
Because they don't have whereas the NFL, every team operates with the exact same salary cap.
Right.
And MLB, it's not like that. So if your team is more famous, like the Yankees, you sell way more merch. You can buy the best players.
And you're in New York City instead of like Cleveland, Ohio. Or,
exactly.
I mean?
Like, so you're a desirable place to live. And just like, which is why it's just been unfair for a long time, but it's getting better. And so last year we were saying we're going backwards.
Let's go backwards. So we got Rihanna and Chris Stapleton. Let's talk Chris Stapleton for a second.
Dude,
I think he really took the world by storm with that performance. It was really, really well done. I loved that he went out there and played a little guitar too. He kind of reharmonized it, meaning he played different chords than traditionally would be played. He was also playing in drop D, which is kind of cool. And all that music, techie, nerdy stuff aside, just sang amazing, and was just jaw dropping performance. And I think everyone pretty much agreed it was one of the best of all time.
Yeah, dude's got one of the best God-given voices. Just
what's funny is he's the opposite of me. Like he just sings and that's how he sings, and he really cares more about like being good at guitar and wanting to play guitar. I'm the opposite. Like guitar is just easy for me. I can throw that away all day, but I just care so much about being a good singer. And I'm just never where I want to be. It's so frustrating. It's like, Chris, I'll switch with you, bro. Give me that voice. You can have all my guitar.
Right. You can always just practice a little harder at, I mean, you can practice a little harder at voice, but it's different in a way.
Yeah. There's a natural, organic.
Yeah. I was going to say, ultimately there's just something you can't change about the voice.
That's the scariest thing about being a singer professionally too, is like if you wake up not feeling good, like your money's on the line. Where I always say, like, you could throw me in the middle of a tornado vomiting and I'll still play Sweet Child of Mine fine. Like, like there's no, like, it's fine.
Be miserable, but you can do it.
Yeah. With sometimes, and it bugs me when I see people. The Weeknd recently canceled a show, which we're going to talk about him in a second. Recently canceled the show because he lost his voice, and all the comments on his Instagram were like, I need my fucking money back, this guy's being a twat, like blah 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 blah. And it was like, dude, like if you can't sing, you can't sing. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's why right there is why you started to see the rise of lip syncing and tracks and stuff like that, because those will work every night whether you're healthy or not.
Yep. And then as we get to the halftime shows, Rihanna, and I do believe she was pregnant at the time, if I remember correctly, and she was up on this. Ooh. She was strapped into something on this big stage, and she was killing it. And
it seems dangerous.
Probably was, but she's very physically. She's very physically fit. Like,
I don't know anything about Rihanna other than all the millions of hits she's had that I've heard.
Which I didn't even know till we went over that in that episode. That
she's like number 2 or 3.
Yeah,
like
number 1 hits. A ton of hits.
That's because she like ruled the 2010s. Right,
huge artist. Yeah. It
was like 2000, maybe like 2006 to like 2016, where like every year there was like a number 1 Rihanna.
That's
multiples actually.
The Barbados hometown girl.
I know. Yeah. So working backward, Usher, I will watch because of this podcast. This podcast is really opening my eyes and brain to a lot of stuff. I love that. But as we go back, Here, let's count. Here's how many I absolutely have zero recollection of, and I'll stop when I get to the one that I do remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A full decade. I have no idea about any one of these performances in any way. But then the 10th year, which I guess would have been 2014, that's the Bruno Mars Red Hot Chili Pepper one. So I do remember that one.
Yep. And then
before that, there's a lot I don't remember.
It goes up before a lot. So I remember a decent bit of them, but that's also because I was a little more into football over the past decade than you were.
And also, though, it's such a cultural phenomenon, like we talked about, that even if you don't watch it, the next day when you're scrolling Instagram, like you're going to see like, dude, no way. Because that's the other thing where it's like, I hesitate to even say this has anything to do with the music, because it doesn't. Like that Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson thing we'll talk about, that was staged. Like they were supposed to do that. It went wrong. Yeah. And it worked in their favor even more. But that was staged. Rihanna being pregnant, flying through the sky, that was planned. They know people are going to talk about that. And here you are still talking about it. You know what I mean? Yep. So it's like, nobody's pretending this is about the songs.
Oh, no, it's about the headlines. And that's a perfect example is you go the year before Rihanna and it's got Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, like everybody from the Dr. Dre.
Right. You know, I maybe remember hearing something about that happening.
I watched that one. It wasn't bad. It was all right. I liked it. They had this whole like a couple different like buildings that looked like different rooms and stuff, and each person had like a different like.
And they were all like surprise guests, and it was like where you didn't know who was coming
or something like that.
Something like that, I guess. Or did you know the whole lineup?
I think you really knew the whole lineup because it said like we knew it was going to be like Dr. Dre and like all of his people. So like, even though it's not listed, like 50 Cent was there because he's under Eminem, who's under Dre, you know. So like 50 Cent showed up and did a song, and like it was really good. I think it was very cultural relevant for the time.
Right.
I think that was a good halftime. Who was the the national anthem? I cannot remember who did the national anthem. Did they pair it with another country artist?
Mickey Guyton?
I am not familiar. There's of course going to be the occasional person I just don't know.
She is a country music artist.
She is a country music artist?
And I've never heard that name in my life. Don't recognize her face.
Let's write it down though. I'd like to look into her music though.
And I think I said that right. Mickey Guyton. G-U-Y, like the word guy, and then ton, T-O-N, Guyton.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yep, that was 2022.
2022.
Yep. Let's go back. 2021. And these are all the post-COVID ones, which is kind of interesting. National anthem. Eric Church and Jasmine Sullivan. Interesting having two kind of a duet with it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We could talk about that too, but the halftime show was the weekend that year.
That was the weekend? Okay.
Yeah. So you were saying you weren't.
I'm actually a fan of The Weeknd. I don't know where your stance is. He's kind of like he's like a modern day Michael Jackson with his vocals.
Yeah, I hear that for sure.
He's got a lot of that kind of. I really like a lot of his songs as far as his R&B kind of approach.
Yeah, I haven't really thought about him too much, but I like a lot of the stuff.
I really haven't thought about him in a while. When's the last time he's done anything notably? Yeah. I can't remember. I don't think he's had an album come out in a while, but yeah.
He had one.
Anytime I hear his music, I'm always like, God, it's good. I've been to see him too. He's good. I don't know.
Oh, nice.
He's good in concert.
He was the one that canceled that show we were talking about.
Yeah.
Eric Church, you said you weren't really a fan of his.
Now, I don't know if it was this performance, but I've seen him perform live, and I'm pretty sure it was at some kind of halftime event, and it might have just been this, but he was not a good live singer when I saw him. He's so pissed. He's like, "This is the one mic that's live. Come on." Yeah, dude, it was.
Give me a little of that Chili Peppers love.
Man, it was rough. It was rough.
I want to find that afterwards. And
yeah, I don't know about that one, but I just know I have seen Eric Church do a live performance for some sporting event, and it did not go very well. To his credit, it could have been after in the middle of a big tour. He's tired, exhausted.
That's the thing about singing; it's never the same day to day.
Nope.
So you could have a good day and a bad day, and the bad day is the one everyone's filming. That just sucks. That's just bad luck.
Yep. It's all part of the.
Imagine it's so hard because I don't think, and I've recently come into the singing world as a professional, and that's so different and weird. I've always sung, but backing vocals. So even if I was sick, I could get through a set because I'm not singing the whole time, and nobody's relying on me. Like if I just bail, it's like we're still fine. Yeah. The lead vocal thing's so different. Like you wake up and you have a little tickle in your throat and you're like, oh no. Like here, let's pound vitamin C. Like we got to get this straight. Like, and in the past, if I ever woke up sick, I'd be like, oh, feel a little sick, whatever, go about my day. Don't even think about it at all. But when you're singing and you have to sing and stuff, it's very different. You're always aware of like, oh, I got to be careful.
Dude, I forgot about this halftime show, but
We're in 2020 now.
I'm now remembering it so well. It was so good.
Are you still talking weekend?
No, I'm past the weekend.
Okay, we're
the
on
next one.
So weekend was 2020.
I read ahead.
2020.
Oh, mainly because I've these are like, I'm not a big person for celebrity crushes. These are my These are my two.
Oh, okay.
These are my two.
Interesting.
And they were in the same halftime show.
Okay. Ashton was just like, did they even sing?
Yeah. My eyes were
just drooling, just cross-eyed.
I was gonna say, I think I was using my eyes more than my ears for this halftime show.
You just have it on mute.
Yeah. But it was Jennifer cereal. Lopez and Shakira.
Come here, Katie.
What a great, very Latina-inspired music throughout that whole night. It was very, very good. And
nice.
she even did her "This Is Time for Africa" song.
Okay.
Which was, I like that one.
And Here Comes the
It's Time for Africa. And
I don't know.
Demi Lovato. How have we not seen this one?
I bet it was pretty good.
You are a Demi Lovato fan.
I like Demi Lovato, and then I've heard interviews with her, and it makes me like her a little bit less, but I love her music.
Oh, well.
She's definitely a damaged person. I think that's obvious to everybody, but like she was on Joe Rogan talking about like how she has to like consult her psychic and just stuff like that, and you're just like, okay. Like and Rogan's just staring at her like, oh.
You know what, guys? If
but Rogan's the kind of guy that was like, he'll literally just be like, psychics are dumb. Why are you doing that?
I know he will. He will.
And not in a mean way. He's just like, you don't need to do like. And she was kind of like, maybe you're right. Like the psychic's just out back, like, God damn it.
Yep. I always laugh whenever I see a house put up a sign that's like psychic. You know, like
there's a few of those around. Yeah,
there are a couple around. There's.
I always wonder like how they paying the rent. Like that's got to be a front.
I know. Like, I'm like, who's going in there?
Yeah, enough people to pay for rent in this. Like what? Anyway,
this might be a whole thing. You know, that we just don't.
Maybe
understand.
We need a psychic. I don't know.
It's like maybe we just don't understand. But we'll have to look at that one just to see. I imagine it's pretty good. But yeah, I guess if you want to like a musician,
she's absolutely phenomenal.
If you want to love a musician, don't learn anything about them outside of their music.
That's typically a good rule. With country musicians, you can generally
like them.
They're pretty likable most of the time. Yeah,
they're more down to earth than the others.
Yeah, it's like where rock and hip hop are all about like ego and look at me and big cars and all this stuff. And country's kind of the opposite. Their songs literally like, I don't need cars. I just need beer. Like,
beer, girl.
Yeah,
truck.
Yep.
Fish.
Yep.
Hunt.
Overalls.
Boots.
Keywords. Yeah. Have you seen? Did I ever show you that Bo Burnham country song where he's just spoofing country? If I haven't, we're watching it after this. You will laugh very hard.
I feel like I've seen most of his stuff, but it's not.
I'll just pull up a tab.
I was like, it's not immediately ringing a bell. So
I'm not even going to say anything except everyone should go listen to that. Also. And this is we're country fans, but I'm able to be. It's kind of frustrating to some people. I'm able to be a fan of something and still like make fun of it and find the flaws in it at the same time, even though I love it. You got to watch the Bo Burnham. Just Google Bo Burnham country song. It's a spoof, and then you need to look up just this YouTube video. I can't remember the guy's name. Sir Mix-a-Lot, maybe something like that.
That's who does.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's something like that though. It's like DJ Mix-a-Lot, something like that. And he put a video together called "All Country Music Sounds the Same."
Oh, I've heard that. I've watched that video before.
Probably.
Yep.
And he took 6 country #1 hits and fades them in and out of each other. And not only do they literally sound the same, the lyrics almost make sense.
Going along.
It's absolutely wild. Anyway, we're Super Bowl. God, I'm bad at this. 53. What is L? What is L? 50.
That's 53. Yep.
Okay, 53. We're in 2019. Gladys Knight. Wow, legend. Sang the national anthem, and Maroon 5. Did the
halftime show?
That
one wasn't bad. If I remember,
what do we think about that one?
Maroon 5's not bad. I'm not.
I mean, they just change their name to Adam Levine at this point?
Yeah, and the Goons.
We talked about
Adam and the Goons.
Was that their original name or something?
No, but that could be it going forward.
Adam and the Nobodies. No.
Adam and the Nobodies.
No, they're guitar players.
Adam and the Not Adams.
Famous guy and the less famous guys. Can't not be on every TV show and not on any TV shows.
But no, it was good. I'd say Maroon 5 is. I mean, if you were to get stuck having to go to a concert where you didn't know who it was and it was Maroon 5, I don't think you'd be too upset about it at the end of the day. Even if you don't like them, I'm sure it's a great concert. They're going to be way more annoying concerts.
Their guitar player, James Valentine's, great player. He's got a signature model with Ernie Ball. It's a really cool signature guitar. So he's obviously doing stuff, but in a cool way. My stepmom, I'll never forget this. She went to go see him live one time, and she came back and she was so pissed because the tickets were so expensive, and Maroon 5 apparently played like 45 minutes.
Ooh. Well, they played all their hits, and that was it.
Like, I don't know what you want from us. We have 3 songs.
Yeah, we played what's on the radio.
No, they have a decent amount of songs.
Did you guys want to hear what's not on the radio?
But we should do. I don't think you do.
I don't even know the words anymore.
I could talk about American Idol, I think. Yeah. Is that the one I'm on, or is it The Voice? I don't know.
He's on The Voice.
Okay. Yeah. They're literally all the same.
Right.
So those shows, we should do a whole thing on those shows. But,
gosh.
It definitely bugs me a little bit because Maroon 5 started out clearly a band and here we can see what their first and last song was for the Super Bowl. They started with Harder to Breathe, but that's from Songs About Jane, which is I think their first album. And it's like real rocky and cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And then slowly you can just listen in their discography. You can tell like, oh, they got a little more famous. They got a little more famous. Now they're too famous. Like,
yep.
You know, the music just goes down, 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 down.
That'd be a cool episode to do then.
With their fame going up, 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 up. And now you hear their stuff and it's like, this is a band? There's a guitar in this? Like, what is the guitar? Did he just have the week off? Like,
right.
It's just like pure pop.
Maroon 5 is Train if Pat got so full of himself and famous.
Yeah, which still kind of happened, but
but not to this degree.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, it happened, but not like to this level. This is
very true.
The bands are so similar in my eyes as far as their progression.
Yeah, for sure. I'll take Train all day though.
Oh, me too. You know, Pat might be one of the best live singers. He's
amazing.
Dude, when we went and saw him, he was so good.
And not only a good singer, but just an amazing frontman and performer.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the second song of the show. We're talking about Pat Monahan from Train.
Yep.
He goes, they did the first song, whatever, cool opening, just concert, everybody's loving it. The second song, he goes along the entire front row of the stage, grabbing people's phones and taking selfies with them while singing, not missing a note and not missing a lyric.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Dude is nuts.
I'm just like, that is cool. Like, I'm probably stealing that.
What was the Fray open for them? And that singer went running through the entire
He ran all the way to the back of the arena
while singing.
Yeah.
Like the whole time.
That's Isaac Slade, another great singer.
He looked like he was in shape though. Like he's like a skinny.
He also looks like a
tone guy. Yeah. Like no, it's not
for sure. Ball.
Yeah.
But what an amazing singer.
But dude, yeah, he was running around, being pretty active, running through the crowd, ran all the way up through the field. That was cool. That was a good show. One of the top five. That was for sure.
Yeah, I want to see them again. They just announced more dates. We should go check them out.
Oh, that's awesome.
We'll look at that after this.
I like Pink.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, we're moving next to the next.
So we're 2018 now.
Yeah, national anthem. She did. I remember having a Pink album when I was a kid. My parents bought me, and it was good.
I'm in heaven, you me kids in my ass. That's the one, right?
Oh, yep.
What's the song? God, what is that song?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. She's also, I see video clips of her on YouTube occasionally.
Up, so you better get it. That song. Yeah. Anyway, Pink sang, and this one's near and dear to your heart. This was at the U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis.
We almost went to the Super Bowl that year. Not really.
That was the Kirk Cousins year, right?
We could have gone. We could have gone.
Was Culpepper before Cousins? I know he was before,
there's been a lot of quarterbacks in between those two. But that was one we went to the NFC Championship and we lost.
That sucks.
And so we almost were the first people to host a home Super Bowl.
Oh, that would have been cool.
We weren't good enough.
You guys have been 4 times and never won. That sucks.
Yep.
Hopefully next year.
Oh, Lady Gaga was the halftime show there.
Oh, no, sorry. Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake was?
I skipped ahead.
My bad. Is that his second performance?
Yes, gotta be.
Okay, yep, because the other one happened
earlier. And I think he went as NSYNC as well. So he's the guy just is like...
3 times?
They're like, Justin, can you do the Super Bowl? He's like, I got a haircut. Like, I'll do the next one. Like
Bruno Mars is getting to that point, too.
Has he done more than one?
I think he's got 2. Headlined one and was a guest performer or part of a headline on another one.
Okay.
So if he gets a third one in, I think he'll be there with Justin.
They should give these guys rings too, huh?
Right.
Then we are in 2017. Lady Gaga
and
Luke Bryan sang the national anthem.
So there's a very common
we should distinguish because even I almost confused myself when we said Lady Gaga and Luke Bryan. I almost thought they played together. Lady Gaga was the halftime show. Luke Bryan was the national anthem.
They really like to bring country artists for the national anthems, don't they? This is a theme I'm seeing, kind of.
Country males and like pop R&B females, it seems.
Are good for national anthems. Yep.
And not a hard and fast rule, but...
Yeah, true.
And that was 2017. I believe that was the year that was Patriots Falcons? Eagles Patriots. Oh, that was the one the Eagles actually won.
Yep. That's right.
Where then Kelsey came home and was dressed like that shaman.
Yep.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm. So what do we have before 2016 going back?
Oh no, sorry. That was not 2017. That was 2018 I was talking about. 2017 was the Falcons. That was the one where the Falcons had them dominated. Right. You remember that?
And then they
and then they came back. Oh, that's so fun. I remember watching that at Buffalo Wild Wings. I did watch that one. Okay, now we're at 2016. Lady Gaga sang the national anthem. And then they were like, we like it. Next year you're coming back.
She got to sing the national anthem. Then the next year was the halftime show.
And Coldplay did the halftime show. That was probably a good one.
It was. I do remember that one.
I feel like they wouldn't go.
They've got enough good songs.
So much for the shock, where it's like, relax.
Yeah.
Like Lady Gaga with the beef thing. Didn't she do that? Yeah. Wasn't that this?
No, that was at a...
She's always doing something.
Yeah. No, she had like football pads and something like that.
But Coldplay, I feel like, is the opposite of that. They're just going to come out and play their tunes, I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I like Coldplay. They have a cool, they're kind of like U2 too.
Yeah, right? U3.
U2 2, more 2. That's the tribute band. U2 2. All right, we are at Katy Perry.
Katy Perry the year before
2015. Idina Menzel sang the national anthem, in the words
when
of
did Frozen come out?
2013. So in the words of John Travolta, Adele Azim. Have you seen that?
Yes. Adele Azim.
The wickedly talented Adele Azim. He walks over. He didn't know her name at all. Anyway, she's phenomenal. That was probably a really, really good performance.
Did they miswrite it on the thing? Or
who knows?
Did the cue just not go?
He probably glanced down and was like, I fucking got this. I'm John Travolta. And then just beefed it. and then just is so John Travolta, he just didn't give a fuck. Just walked away like, killed it.
Did a dance move and then
is that not your name? It should be.
Stage.
Just keeps walking.
When you're that level of Hollywood that you're just like so much more famous than another famous person.
She's just like, thank you for even trying, John Travolta.
Yeah. When you're in that Brad Pitt level.
Yeah. Travolta's, I mean, I guess Pitt's there too, but Travolta's like been Pitt.
He's the older
for like
Pitt.
30 more years.
Exactly.
10, whatever it was. Katy Perry that year. That was the weird one. I remember because it said she opened with Roar. I remember watching that and I didn't finish it. I walked away.
Yeah.
She comes out, there's like floaties. You talk about Sesame Street on Ice. This was basically that.
You pulled it up and I saw like the sharks from like Baby Shark on stage.
I think that's from her video. And right?
It is from the video, but that was enough to... I haven't really been a Katy Perry fan since like 2010.
Has anyone?
No, I think they all transitioned to Taylor Swift.
Yeah. That's the one where she came out on the tiger.
Oh, that thing? Yeah. I mean, that thing looks kind of cool.
I mean, it's pretty cool, but again, it's just like...
you follow up with the dudes in shark onesies.
Mom, I'm on TV. I'm the shark next to her. Oh, cool. Don't come home.
Yeah.
I mean, and then they have all these costume changes and stuff. You see all these logistics going on that are just like... The music is the afterthought.
Yep.
It's like, hey, we'll just hit play on this iPod. Just go out on the tiger. It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And two, they're not wrong. They're not wrong at all. Like, nobody cares. It's not like they should or whatever. Like, care about what you want, but let's not pretend,
Yeah.
Definitely a wild show. We're looking at some images here. And then Bruno Mars. This is the one I kind of do remember.
Yep. He opened up with that drum solo where everybody was like, oh, he plays drums?
And this was 2014.
He had some immaculate dancing as well on stage.
Yeah. That was where he was kind of revealed as a Renaissance man, I think.
Yeah, that was where everybody was like, wait, Bruno Mars is him?
Yep.
And then he was like,
is that guy 5'2"? Stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, Bruno's awesome. He really did kind of blow up after that. He was in a lot of music videos and stuff.
Big, but yeah.
Was he already
it didn't hurt, for sure.
Nothing hurts.
I don't think you get the halftime show if you're not already like what everyone's talking about,
Has Bruno... This is one of those things where, you always like I said, the best way to love a musician is to learn nothing about him. I don't know a whole lot about him, so right now I love the guy.
I watched an interview with him, and he comes off real braggadocious and chains and all this stuff in all of his music. And then I watched an interview of him talking about what's his new project with Anderson .Paak. What's the two of them?
What is that?
Silk Sonic. They're doing a dual interview, and like all Bruno's saying is like, this guy's the best. I love him. Like he's just like just all about the other guy. And like anytime the other guy was like, Bruno's a master at this, he's like, nah. Like he was like either acting humble and doing a good job, or actually is really humble. So
those two being together is awesome, because Anderson .Paak is also a really good drummer. Good singer.
Oh yeah,
both of them are, dude. Just being in the studio with those two guys.
I think drums are his first thing. Like he
was a drummer first. Yeah, for sure. He's clean on it, dude. He's
got all the like old school pocket, from like Stevie Wonder style and stuff. Well, the lady that sang the national anthem this year is Renee Fleming, and I'm looking her up. She's a Juilliard trained opera singer, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, nice. So I can get a little opera in there.
Yeah,
I like some palate cleansing with some opera. Yeah. I couldn't listen to it for a long time, but I do like it occasionally.
No. Yeah, for sure.
Just due to and actually, this is going to be real controversial. I don't think opera singing is as hard to necessarily perform. It's just all diaphragm and opening your throat, and then adding a little vibrato. I'm not saying that I can't do it, but I can kind of mock it if I wanted to.
It's a very different type of singing for sure.
It is, and it's very powerful.
And typically you can't. I've known some opera singers in music schools and stuff, and you try to get them to play a gig with you or something, and it's not gonna happen.
No, they play a different.
They're doing something different.
Yeah, no.
They're not coming out and singing. Let it go.
Yeah, they don't really have a lot of opera singers don't seem to have a wheelhouse outside of opera singing, which is what I'm saying. It's a style of singing that's so different. But I'm saying it's I think the fundamentals for that one could be easier to learn, but it might be harder to master. I don't know. If I can open my diaphragm and do the if I can do it, do it. Anybody.
For sure.
But I can't regularly sing. So
I bet you could.
I'm impressed with opera, and a lot of them are bigger. So I wonder bigger people. So I wonder if that's lung capacity, because they do have to hold notes for
physical component.
Dude. Yeah. There's a lot more physicality to that one when your diaphragm and huge lungs need to go a while.
Yeah, for sure.
I probably just sounded like a buffoon. I got to go look at opera singing and then realize it's the hardest thing in the world.
That's why we're here. That's why we do what we do. I don't know a lot about it, so I don't have an opinion. But
it's fun to do.
People study for their whole life, so I'm sure it's their thing.
I want to be an opera singer and a yodeler. That'll be my two wheelhouses. Alicia Keys.
Now we're in 2013, which was the year of R&B pop female superstars. Alicia Keys taking the national anthem and handing the role of halftime show to the Queen Bee herself,
Beyonce.
Just
mega
Beyonce.
mega star.
I was gonna say Megan Thee Stallion, but I was kidding. Beyonce.
Was Jay-Z in that one? I know they have a dual performance.
It had to have been that one then, right?
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's where he showed up.
Don't reveal any of these. Nobody knows but us.
Okay, yeah. It looks like that's the one where he probably came in for a song.
Yeah. Then we're back to 2012. Kelly Clarkson did the national anthem, and Madonna did the Super Bowl. Do you remember anything about this one?
I don't. This is one that completely slips the memory. Who played?
This will blow your mind, but I could not name you one Madonna song. That's not true. I could name the titles. I would not be able to tell you, that's if it came on the radio. No chance. There's only one, and that was because I liked it when I was 7.
Yeah.
And it's the one that was something about a DJ.
Yep.
Hey, Mr. DJ. Yeah. That was the song that came out in my childhood, and I liked that song as a kid.
Yeah.
So, and I would play it on repeat. I know that one. Any other, it was you. Here's people. You don't like a virgin. I don't. I promise you. I'm telling you, I know what I know.
Yeah.
I'll play it. You'll know it. I'll listen to it and be like, and this happened. Somebody did like a virgin recently, and I was like, never heard that in my life. It's wild. I don't know how one of the most massive ever female pop stars has somehow completely escaped my radar.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I'll have to dive into her.
I know way more about her personal life and just wild.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about her music.
Have you seen her? This is so crazy. Apparently, she got ass implants. She's 70.
What? Is that what she looks like now? I don't even think I could point out.
This was the picture.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
and the thing says fans question whether she received. If you're looking at the picture I'm looking at, there's no question. No human being looks like that.
Naturally.
That is not a human being. That has been enhanced in some way. And not in a good way. All right, the Black Eyed Peas.
Dude, I forgot about the Black Eyed Peas.
And then Christina Aguilera. Now
what year was that? 2011?
2011. This should be 2006.
Wow. Yeah, I know.
That was the year 2006.
That's what
why did we wait 5 years to do that?
Yeah. Those guys weren't...
Okay, I got to say, though, starting off with I gotta feel it. That's probably a really good start.
Dude, I do remember that song. I remember that song being performed. Yeah. That's a great halftime show song.
Yeah, that's got to be good.
Great people pleaser.
It's funny.
Before that, I love this one.
Okay, we're at 2010. Yep. Carrie Underwood doing the national anthem. And The Who doing the halftime show.
This was one of my favorites.
I remember watching this one. I don't remember anything about it, but I do remember sitting on the couch watching this one.
One very specific memory, and that's he has the acrylic drum set.
Oh, really?
Yes, dude. He and this was I can't remember which drummer this is. Of course, Keith Moon is...
long dead.
Yeah, long dead. This was some young guy playing with all the old dudes, but he had this acrylic set, which beautiful. For anybody who don't know acrylic, but see-through drums, basically.
Yeah.
The whole thing is
wood.
See-through. So those drums were so sick. Loved it.
There's his name.
Zach Richard Starkey.
That's so funny. You called him some young guy. He's born the year our parents were born.
Damn. Well,
but next to them.
At the time, he was in his 40s.
He's a little tight.
Yeah, I was like, dude, he looked so young compared to Rod.
112.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is actually pretty cool. He's been with the band since 96.
Okay.
He's also the third drummer to appear with English rock band Oasis. Zach Starkey. I don't know if we said his name. Huh. Shout out, Zach. Must be a killer. If you're playing with The Who, that's not... It's not easy stuff. All right.
Yeah, mainly because there's not much structure to the drum parts. You're just soloing the entire time. Yeah, it's just fills. Like Keith Moon literally plays fills in his regular.
But for him, he's got to go in. So for Keith Moon, that was just how he played.
Yeah.
This guy has to now go play those parts as they were played.
As they were played. So he's like,
God, he can't just do what he wants to do. He's got to do this.
Yeah, he's like having to play it exact.
That's crazy.
Way to go, Keith. Way to just set up the job to be.
Yeah, impossible. Yeah.
Just like Dream Theater. Same.
Yeah, Mike Portnoy. Although
they replaced him with somebody who was like, I got this.
Yeah. It's like, you want me to do this?
Mike walked up, cracked his knuckles, sat down. They were like,
and my name's also Mike. You don't even have to call me something different.
I know.
They're like, you're in. Have you ever seen, on a Dream Theater tangent, the 4 or 5 part documentary 20-30 minute episodes on YouTube where they auditioned all the people for it?
Yes.
Yeah. You got to watch that again. Dude, it's cool.
Phenomenal.
Oh, it's worth a rewatch. Watching Mangini's Mangini comes in first. He's the first one. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, you did great, but we got a lot of people, blah, blah. He ends up getting the job. Pretty cool. They bring in another guy, Virgil Donati, an Australian drummer, who is so out of this world, next level good that he was improvising in the Dream Theater songs. And they were like, that's not really how it goes. He's like, I can play it how it goes. He did that exactly right. He's like, I just thought
I'd start putting my own original stuff in it already.
He's wild for sure, which was probably not the right call for an audition, and he didn't get it. But still, we're at 2009. Jennifer Hudson sings the national anthem.
I feel like this one is a really good one.
That's probably got to be one of the top.
So
ones.
This was I want to say this one's right behind Whitney Houston as my number 2 female.
Yeah.
Recording. I think Jennifer Hudson killed it, if I remember correctly.
And one of our favorites halftime show.
Some
Bruce, the boss.
Sarcasm.
Bruce Springsteen.
We don't really know much about him.
The one thing I like about Bruce Springsteen is his 52 telly he plays.
Yeah.
Which looks like mine.
Oh, it does. Yeah. Yeah.
We gotta not talk in that looks exactly like my guitar. We gotta not talk in inside stuff. So we're talking about a 1952 Fender Telecaster, the guitar he plays. It's that the 52 telly has that classic. You've seen it a million times. You didn't even know you saw it until now, unless you already knew it. It's got this wooden yellow body with a black pickguard. That's the 52 telly. And they're famous because they came out in the year 1952, and they're really high quality and cool instruments. A lot of them are really beat up.
Yeah, look at that one.
Old. Yeah. And that one's a relic. Look at the price tag on that bitch.
Yeah. Stapleton would play that one.
Yeah, for sure.
And he would love it.
Yep, he would. I got to beat mine up a bit.
Dude, just like you, has a guitar collection apparently.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Nice. I have 23 or so now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to thin out a little bit, though.
You counting the banjo towards that?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is getting thrown in there. Yep.
Let's go.
Yep, and the MIDI guitar, which is like a half, like electronic.
Oh, did that come in?
Yeah, I'll show it to you. It's a little orange.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Bruce Springsteen. What do we think? I don't remember the performance. I can't comment on that
at all. This is okay. So what year is this?
This was 2009.
2009. Okay, so I started being really big into football like 8th grade, maybe. So like,
you were big. You were big at this point.
2009. This is the year the Vikings also played in the NFC Championship. This is the year with Brett Favre.
This was the Cardinals Steelers.
Or wait, it would be that one. Yeah, that was a good one. I really wanted the Cardinals to win. That would have been Larry Fitzgerald's only ring, but Mike Wallace caught one of the greatest toe tap touchdown catches for the Steelers at like as time was like expiring.
Oh man,
it's like one of those. Cool. Yeah, dude. So it was like really cool. The year 2009 is when the Vikings got Brett Favre, but I think the Super Bowls are like the year after, like because it happens in February the following year.
Right.
So I guess it would have been the 2010 Super Bowl. That would have been the one the Vikings.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But neither of us have any positive things to say about Bruce Springsteen, so I think we'll move on.
Yeah, I'm sure.
If you listening out there are a huge Bruce Springsteen fan, please send us some songs because I've taught a bunch, I've listened to a bunch that people have sent me, and I don't like any of them. So let me know what I'm missing because he's clearly got some stuff figured out.
I don't think I've listened to a whole lot. So
I think you have to be from like New Jersey to like.
Is that where he's from?
Somewhere up there. Yeah.
Oh. I don't know anything. I don't know anything.
He's
about
like
him.
the slightly more country Billy Joel, from what I understand.
Gotcha.
Let's see if I'm wrong because I probably am. He's from Long Branch, New Jersey.
Okay, you were right. Nice.
He's 74, dude. That's wild. Fun fact: Courtney Cox from Friends got her start in one of his music videos.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Ooh.
All
that
right,
would have been a good one.
2008.
I don't think I remember this one, but I bet it would have been good.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers headlining the halftime show, and Jordan Sparks singing the national anthem. That one's probably very good as well.
Yeah, I like Tom Petty, so that probably would have been a good one.
I definitely like some Tom Petty songs as well. Yeah,
they've got some good songs.
I'm a fan for sure.
He's not like the greatest like vocalist or anything. I wouldn't put his like voice up there, but it's unique, iconic, and they just have good
songwriter.
songs.
Yeah,
and they're like, he's not really country, but you could get away with playing some at a country gig, don't you think?
Yeah,
he's got some like I guess I Won't Back Down.
Americana
kind of country.
Vibe,
Yeah, it's got that like rock.
That's the one he sued Sam Smith for.
Do what?
I Won't Back Down. He sued Sam Smith and won.
Oh,
did you know that?
No.
'Cause I won't back down. Yeah. Won't you stay with me?
Oh,
'cause you're all I need. Just an octave up.
Gotcha.
So anyway, that's kind of cool. 2007, Billy Joel sings the national anthem.
Ooh,
that's interesting. I would have put him on the big stage.
Yeah, right.
But we have Prince on the big stage.
Oh,
and Prince starting with "We Will Rock You." That's interesting. I think I remember from this. I think "Purple Rain" was the only song he played that was his.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
He's always doing stuff like that, huh?
So this one, of course, and I'm gonna go ahead and let everyone know I'm a Vikings fan, big Minnesota guy, so I'm super biased and I love Prince.
Right.
I'm a big Prince fan. I've got some Prince memorabilia and stuff. You even have his guitar over there.
I have the cloud guitar. Yeah.
Anyways, there's a mini documentary that you can find about this specific halftime show because it was in Florida.
Miami. Yep.
Miami,
Dolphins
yep. And
Stadium.
It was absolutely like tropical storm downpouring the entire game and the entire halftime show. And there's like a famous thing where they go into the dressing room before, the game, and they go to Prince and they're like, "Hey, it's raining like a lot." And he goes, "Yeah." He's like,
"Yeah."
Yeah. And then after like a brief moment, he goes, "Can you make it rain harder?" And they were just like,
after another brief moment, they're like, "No, that's not how weather works."
Yeah. But anyways, most people were like having to go tell the star in the dressing room, like, "Hey,
right.
The weather's pretty bad." Like most people are gonna be like, "Oh, I'm not going out there then," like because
he's wearing those big boots,
the big boots, like the heels, the stage is gonna be slippery. You're playing in the rain. The electronics of the guitar, he might not be like, it might be pre-recorded, like you said, or most likely
some of them are, some of them aren't. I don't know. It depends.
His sounds live as all can be, because you can hear it in the
vocals,
vocals, dude.
All pre-recorded.
You can hear it in the vocals that he's singing live.
The vocals would be the one thing that's easy to do live. You just hand someone the mic, you're like, "Good, go, it's good." But it's all the other stuff that's a pain to set up. So the vocals I would bet, are probably always live, at least.
So this was it was very, very famous. He comes out, plays almost exclusively covers. Like you said, he plays We Will Rock You. He plays why can't I think of the name of the band? The band after Nirvana, all the dudes.
Foo Fighters?
Yes, Foo Fighters. He plays a Foo Fighter song.
That's weird. What song?
Just look up Prince's set list for the Super Bowl real quick. It's pretty good. He plays All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix. We Will Rock You, Let's Go Crazy, which is his.
Best of You. Yeah. That is cool.
Best of You, Proud Mary, CCR, Baby. Yeah, he includes so many other people's, and then he ends with Purple Rain. But it's just legendary because he comes
singing Purple Rain in the rain is a top
pouring
one.
rain. Yeah. Like the entire set, he's got two girls dancing in like stilettos, and it's super rain or like super wet. The stages and no mess ups.
Yeah,
nothing. They're playing with all the electronics. They kill it. Purple Rain, like you said, they put every light in the stadium to purple, and it's actually just pouring, and it's just so like one of those historic, absolute best moments to be.
Now, we're definitely doing an episode on Prince at some point. How about the fact that Prince is definitely kind of a dick?
Oh, yeah.
First of all, you have 1 million hits. Play your own songs. Like it's kind of cool, but
it's
that's such like a fuck you move, What
do you mean, though? So, he's always done that to fans of his, but the thing is, the Super Bowl, like you said, it's not about the music, it's about the promotion.
That is a great point.
That's what he's doing.
Also,
he's promoting
people didn't
other
buy a ticket to this. So I get that.
He's promoting other people. Yeah. He could have gone on there and only done his stuff, but he included songs from other bands.
Yeah, but he's including songs that don't need promotion. You know what I mean? Like We Will Rock You, that's not promoting that song.
But it is a good football song.
Proud Mary, Best of You, All Along the Watchtower, none of those need any more promotion. Baby, I'm a Star, I don't know. So maybe that one needs some.
Prince plays what he wants to play.
That's very
He's
sure.
always done that since the beginning.
Dick.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
If you were going to buy a Prince...
but that's not really why.
If you were going to buy a ticket to a Prince concert, you were going to need to go in full expecting to not hear any of the radio songs.
Yeah. My parents saw him. I need to ask them about that.
He didn't always play them. Sometimes he would just go up there and play completely hidden tracks, or even tracks that weren't his. There have been ones where he just goes and plays covers or something.
All that's kind of cool, but here's the one story that solidified it for me. Some band, and he was at some like little club after a show or something. Some band invited him up. He smashed the guy's guitar after he finished and then walked off.
That's a Prince move for sure.
Dude, and sure, Prince could pay for a new guitar, but what if that was like a special guitar?
Do you think it comes down to his height at the end of the day?
It must.
Insecure about being 5'2".
I think it probably comes with just being able to play every instrument at a high level and being famous for 1 million years and just being so removed from society. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like a diva, though. He's always had that diva attitude.
For sure. But imagine,
he's like a large black lady, pushed into this teeny little 5'2" man.
Just shoved in, just fucking
every amount of sass and everything.
But just imagine, I don't remember what I was going to say. Anyway, I stand by all that.
Yeah.
If that story's true. If that story's not true, then I take it back.
I love Prince's music and stuff, and I love that he's from Minnesota. Fully aware he's a douche.
But I don't know, I never met him, but
I was gonna say
there seem to be some douchey things that happen. Also,
I miss seeing him glare at the Vikings from his booth.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
He had a booth in the stadium. Yeah, he would go to every game, every home game, and it would always just like the Taylor Swift getting shown. Which is why I'm so upset at people who are like, quit showing Taylor Swift on my football game.
Yeah,
blah, 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 blah. Okay, listen.
Really projecting.
They used to do the same thing with Minnesota. They'd show Prince after, because Prince typically never gave a look of approval to the Vikings. They'd score a touchdown and his face would just be absolutely no emotion, and his arms would be crossed and he'd just be staring daggers.
Yeah.
But they would show him multiple times per game. The exact amount of time they show Taylor. No complaints. We love it. We love Prince. Get over it.
Yeah,
it is such
Taylor
a stupid
Swift
argument.
And then the Kelsey hate and all that stuff is just kind of
it makes no sense.
Relax.
Oh well. At the end of the day,
people on Kelsey's
when
Instagram,
you hate things and you attack things, those things make more money.
Yeah, people don't realize it.
Yeah.
But on Kelsey's page, a lot of people are commenting, calling him Pfizer boy and stuff. I guess because he got vaccinated. I don't know the story there, but he replied to one of them with just a laughing emoji face.
Yeah.
It's what you think you're gonna talk shit to a professional football player? You don't think he talks and hears the most shit ever every week?
Right.
These guys are professional shit talkers. One of my favorite little side notes I heard is in that quarterback show, Mahomes was talking about every single time someone sacks him or rushes him or something. He's like, good rush, big dog. Like,
yep.
That was a hell of a rush, dude. Like, he's always talking nice to him.
Andrew Luck used to do that all the time. He was famous for it. They'd tackle him. He'd be like, good hit, big boy, and slap him on the butt when they're walking away. And it's just all about the mental.
Mahomes' theory was like, I think they might hit me a tiny bit less if I'm nice to them.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are in 2006. A duet for the national anthem. Aaron Neville, who I don't know and does not have a link to Wikipedia, so I'm not sure you do either, and Aretha Franklin, who we do know.
Nice.
And the Rolling Stones play the halftime show. Do you know this one?
No, I don't.
We are on a tear of 5 in a row here of really cool legendary bands. We had The Who, Bruce Springsteen, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Prince, the Rolling Stones.
Like a classic rock kind of.
That's a really cool lineup. Maybe I'm biased. But then you get down to like the Black Eyed Peas, Madonna, Beyonce, Katy Perry. It's like
hip hop.
Come on. Anyway, I get it. This continues for one more year with Paul McCartney.
Yep. Previous
2005.
2005.
And then who did the national anthem but combined choirs of the U.S. Military Academy, the U.S. Naval Academy, the U.S. Air Force Academy, the U.S. Coast Guard Academy, and the U.S. Army Herald Trumpets.
So
that was probably pretty cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, you enjoy the change up from just throwing a famous person out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Throwing the military out there.
I mean, I totally get it. Like, make your money, you got to do what you got to do. But it is definitely a little annoying that you can just smell the like money grabbing on every inch of all of this, you know, and that's what annoys me the most. It's not that Prince or whatever is annoying. It's not that. It's not that I don't like, you're not the biggest fan of Beyonce. It's not any of that. It's just like, this is so obviously, and I mean, it has to be, I guess. So whatever, but it's annoying. Anyway, we are on to the famous one. 2004, Beyonce sings the national anthem. Very cool. And this is the famous Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, but also, and they kind of stole the night, I guess, but P. Diddy, Nelly, Kid Rock, and Jessica Simpson.
Would have never remembered any of them played.
No.
Because the only headline is that there was a malfunction, a wardrobe malfunction where Justin Timberlake is supposed to walk up to Janet Jackson and kind of rip off the front of her blouse, and underneath is going to be it's supposed to be some kind of specially designed bra,
I guess,
that she was going to have under that was supposed to have like glitter or gold on it or something. Anyways, malfunction and just tit out.
Yep.
Straight, just full on boob, national TV.
Yep.
So I don't know what exactly happened, but she at least had something over her boob.
Kind of.
Her nipple, kind of.
Isn't it amazing how much she looks like Michael?
Oh, yeah, it is. Wait a second. Actually, that thing looks like just a nipple clip.
His face.
His face is like, oh.
His face is this. Oh, no.
Yeah.
She's looking down like, uh-oh.
Yeah, so you can see like the red bra underneath. And then when he rips it, it just rips the bra as well.
Yep.
So that almost looks like it's like clipped around her nipple.
She has like a tassel or something.
See,
almost. Yeah. But it's around it. Like you can still totally see
it. It looks
like
a sun. Yeah, and it's like clipped, around her nipple.
I guess it's just a little. All right. Well, then
that almost looks like it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Come on.
You don't put that on if you're not showing someone.
Yeah. What the hell? Okay.
All right. We take it all back.
I never knew that.
This is all a ruse.
We took it all back. It was on purpose as hell.
You don't wear that if you're not showing.
Yeah. What the hell? See, I never saw that part because
I didn't either because it's always blurred out. They put something over it. Yeah.
But after seeing that, like there was specific designed, like jewelry piece on her nipple. Like, how is that like just casually chilling under your bra, not supposed to be seen?
Now, maybe the two of them or just her or something planned it. And that was the unplanned part where everyone on TV was like, we didn't know that was, you know what I mean?
Oh,
but maybe she was like, I'm totally doing this. Like, you know?
Yeah, because stick it to the TV people.
She walked up to Timberlake and was like, look, do it for real. Like, you know? And he was like, are you sure?
That's why his face was like, oh my God.
Are they actually, I think for that to be pulled off, he might not have even known. But anyway, 2003, Dixie Chicks sing the national anthem. And Shania Twain, No Doubt, and Sting, the big three, play the...
What the hell? What? So we got country legend, and then
pop legend.
What would you? I was like, what would you put? No Doubt. Yeah, I guess pop, and then just like rock.
Yeah, Sting. I don't know that I even call him rock. I mean, I guess
you don't call the Police rock.
The Police, yes. Sting, no. He's like adult. Okay. He's like adult. He's like John Mayer.
You think
like adult contemporary.
You think
he's like old John Mayer.
I've heard like Sting solo stuff. I just assumed. Yeah, I was gonna say. I just assumed he plays the Police songs, not Sting songs. Yeah, that's why I was like.
Even the Police. I mean, they're definitely rock, but like they're not hard rock. You know what I mean?
Oh, like, they're not hard rock.
Pretty chill.
They're Yeah, they're pretty close to being like.
I think you could just call it classic rock.
They're kind of close to being reggae though.
Elements of this and that. Yeah,
yeah, for sure. Especially with the drums, they really have that island sound sometimes.
Yeah, true. 2002, Mariah Carey sings the national anthem.
She's a great singer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Immaculate.
U2, and that was probably one of the better ones, huh?
Yeah, I bet.
U2 does the halftime show. I bet that would, if I go back and watch that, I bet that one would be one of my favorites.
Yeah, because they're definitely there for the music. 100%.
Same with Coldplay.
Yep.
Same with Prince, probably. Bruno Mars, if I had to guess, but that's just a guess. The Who. You know, there's a lot of these bands in that run that were just probably playing. Paul McCartney, Rolling Stones, Tom Petty. You know, that's
when
it
used
to
be about the music.
Yeah.
Ooh, what is this lineup?
All right, we are at 2001. This is boy band heyday. The Backstreet Boys sing the national anthem. Aerosmith, NSYNC, Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly.
Wait, they got Backstreet Boys and NSYNC to show up in the same stadium?
Yeah, remember we alluded a little bit about a couple weeks ago, last week?
Yeah.
About Lou Pearlman, who created both those bands. So that guy was probably like, I fucking did it.
Yeah, I did it.
From his prison cell. No, he wasn't in jail at that point, but wow, that guy crushed it.
Yeah.
Both of his bands he created are in the Super Bowl.
What a lineup for 2001.
Yeah, Aerosmith is the odd one out there, I think.
Really? I thought they're still doing hits through the early.
No, but I mean, just like if you read that list and I said pick the one that doesn't belong.
The genre, yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, no, 100%.
They probably, if I had to guess, just came out at the end for that Walk This Way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, those.
And what do you bet it was just Steven Tyler and Joe Perry, and they just called it Aerosmith?
Do you think Run DMC all of a sudden just jumped out
for
Walk This Way?
We might have seen that. Might have seen that listed. All right, we're 2000. I mean, we're getting to the point where I don't remember.
Yeah,
no regular life. Let alone.
We can almost.
I was 8.
Yeah, I was like, we can almost. Yeah, we definitely don't recognize any of these, so we'll just kind of read them out. Oh my God, Cher? What the hell?
Well, that's 99.
Yeah, that's
2000. Faith Hill sang the national anthem, and then
Phil Collins, a lot of these Christina Aguilera, Enrique Iglesias, and Tony Braxton.
Okay, honestly, all of these, the rest of these, almost.
Yeah, going back
big
to
collaboration
93.
of a bunch of different people.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of different bands and famous. James Brown, ZZ Top, the Blues Brothers.
Well, let's get to them.
That's crazy. Yeah, we'll read them in order. Sorry.
Okay. This was 99. Cher, national anthem. Should be called Hair. Okay. Yeah. And then Gloria Estefan, Stevie Wonder, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, and Savion Glover. I don't know a few of those names. I know 2 of those names. We're working backwards. 98, Boyz II Men, Smokey Robinson, Nice, Martha Reeves, The Temptations, Queen Latifah. That was probably a vocal fun there. That wasn't good English. 98, Jules sang the national anthem. Let's keep going. 97, Luther Vandross. Let's just talk about the national anthems for a second.
Vanessa Williams.
Then it was Vanessa Williams, 96, Kathy Lee Gifford in 95, Natalie Cole, that's Nat King Cole's daughter, in 94.
Yep. Okay.
Garth Brooks in 93. Nice.
My wife, huge Garth Brooks fan.
Interesting.
Yep. I haven't heard much of his music because it's not on iTunes or Apple Music or anywhere. So
it's just on Prime.
She has records. I just haven't.
Yeah.
Bro, who sits down and listens to a record anymore?
Yeah. I don't have a way to play it.
I will today. We have a record player and we have a Garth Brooks record, so I guess I have no excuse to not listen to Garth Brooks at least once.
Yeah, you do.
I think I listened to a song on YouTube, but
there's some songs. There's a couple on YouTube.
It's easier for me, on other things. But yeah, he's someone I got to dive into. She really enjoys him. Yeah,
we got to do his bio for an episode, and we have to dive into the Tom Segura controversy with him and stuff. It's pretty fun. Mm-hmm. All right, Blues Brothers, ZZ Top, James Brown, Catherine Cryer, and then the year before that, Diana Ross. Just Diana Ross. That's kind of cool.
Oh.
Yep. All right, and then we have the biggest list of people of any of them the year before that.
And it's a bunch of names I don't know.
Well, one of them's Indiana Jones. Patti LaBelle, Marion Ravenwood, Teddy Pendergrass, Tony Bennett. I mean, I know some of these names. Arturo Sandoval, Miami Sound Machine. Clint Black, Tiana Tucker, Travis Tritt, The Judge the year before that. Tanya Tucker, sorry. I don't know what I said.
Yeah.
And then Michael Jackson was probably the first like real one. There's 2 before that, though, listed before they were kind of as big as they were, and that's Gloria Estefan. That was the year we talked about where they were like, oh shit, we got to do better.
Our ratings are going down.
And then before that, New Kids on the Block, and that was the first one that's listed. So Michael Jackson really kicked off this whole thing, which that makes sense.
Bringing in big artists.
That really makes sense.
Then they just for that while, I like how they try different things. So for a while, they bring in a huge collage of artists.
Yep.
And then they move into the classic rock bands, almost like the kind of like the 70s, 80s type stuff. And then they move into straight just hip hop and what's current now. It's kind of like where it's moved towards. You can like you said, you can really tell the evolution of like where money started being a big time factor.
Yeah, and where it's celebrity clout, and like it turned into almost more like a People magazine than a football game. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of thing that makes me a little like,
yeah.
Like, is this Us Weekly or is this, you know what I mean? Like, why are we all like dancing with Katy Perry? Like, relax.
Well, I think
that covers it.
We're going to cover
our history.
So.
That's our history of the NFL.
I want to hear what everybody else, what their favorite performances have been. As
Any
far as
standout moments, perhaps from the times where we were too young.
National anthems, halftime shows, even if it's in another sport, just any of those in general that are memorable to you, let us know. We'll look them up, talk about them. And if you have any questions, concerns,
let's do it.
Hit us up.
All right. That'll do it. Melomaniax signing off. Please, again, check us out on Instagram, TikTok. We're at Melomaniax Podcast on both. Or it might just be at Melomaniax. I think it's Melomaniax Podcast. We're on YouTube as well. All the episodes are there, as well as a bunch of clips. Go ahead and like, subscribe there, and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or the podcast platform of your choice.
And we also have a Patreon.
We do. We have a Patreon that is officially live.
It is officially live.
You can get there from our website, melomaniax.com. Just go to the top. You'll see the banner there. You can click and take us right to the Patreon. And we also have merch. You can buy shirts, whatever you want.
We do. One tier, $5, get you access to the Discord, get a shout out, and in the future, vote on some future topics.
That's right. Like Super Bowl episode.
Super Bowl episode.
I like it. Very topical. Very good. Cool. That's all for this week. We'll see you next time.
Later.